Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulih al-Kareem. So inshallah we'll continue with Surah Al-Baqarah. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Now the next portion is هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Hudan means guidance, and muttaqeen we translated God-fearing people. But we will explain it a little bit. In Surah Al-Fatiha, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, Ihdina, give us hidayah. So that is why, one of the reasons why Surah Al-Baqarah is after Surah Al-Fatiha, that guidance that we are looking for, it is here in the Quran, Hudan lil Muttaqeen. That guidance that you ask for in Surah Al-Fatiha, it start from here. And what is hidayah? Hidayah we say guidance. But if we don't know the true meaning of guidance, like for example, somebody looking for direction to go to a store, so you say guide him. So that's very loose and casual meaning of guidance. The definition of guidance in hidayah in Islam is that there are two kinds of lights. One is external light and one is internal light. External light, for example, in this room we have light. So with the light, we know what is valuable and what is not, what is precious and what is not. Okay, what is delicate, you can break it, and what is strong. So if the light is turned off completely and it's dark, you are walking. So I tell you are walking on the tiles which are made from silver. You will say, okay, maybe. You are walking on the tiles which are made from gold. You say, maybe. You are walking on the tiles which are made from rock. You say maybe, because you cannot see it. So with the external light, you differentiate what is beneficial, what is harmful, what is good, what is bad, what is expensive, what is cheap. If there is completely dark, you will not know nothing. This is external light. So in the same way, there is another light which is in your heart, internal light. With that internal light or nur, you differentiate what is haqq, what is batil, what is right, what is wrong, what is harmful, what is useful. So that is hidayah. Hidayah is the nur in your inside, the light. And that light is not the same for everybody. The more you strive in the path of Allah, the more that light will become strong. And it will even pick up the small things. Otherwise, if you don't do effort in the path of Allah, and so what will happen? The light will be dim. So it will not catch everything. Something might be wrong and you might think it is right. Why? Because the light inside is not enough. Okay? So this is hidayah. Hidayah is the inner nur by which you differentiate right from the wrong. Okay? This is a very simple definition. So it will just, you will say guidance. Guidance, you don't know what guidance is. But this will make you on the precise point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this is hidayah for who? For muttaqeen. A few words about muttaqeen. Muttaqeen is the one who has taqwa. And taqwa in Arabic means saving yourself from something. Safeguarding. Like for example, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ say, ittaqin nara walau bi shiqqi tamara. Ittaqin nara. Save yourself from the fire. Save, ittaqu. So now in the whole Quran is full of taqwa, muttaqeen, ittaqu, but we translate it fear. Fear Allah, God fearing. Now there's a big difference between saving yourself, safeguarding yourself, and fearing. How come it went to the fear? And that is why some of the people, when they say, they translate, we always translate taqwa as fear, fear, fear. So one of the Arab Christian, who was an orthopedic surgeon, one time we have a halaqah of the Quran, and he also came, and he was not Muslim. So he listened to the dars, and at the end of the dars, he asked me a question. He told me that the Bible, the Christian religion is full of love, and your Quran is full of fear. Every page, one or two times, fear, 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 too much fear. I say, where is fear? So he said, look, ittaqu. I said, look, you are Arab. He was from Lebanon. So you don't know that ittaqu has nothing to do with fear. It means save yourself. Then he asked that, look, Allah has so many names in the Quran, but there is nothing which indicates love. I say Allah's name is Wadud, and Wadud means nothing but lover. Wadud. It's from wood. And Rahim and Rahman. So if we emphasize so much on this fear factor, this kind of question will arise. Fear. If we don't understand the true meaning of taqwa, which is saving yourself from the sins. Saving yourself from the sins. Because if you want to obey Allah, you can obey Allah in two ways. Do what Allah command you to do and stay away from what Allah commanded you to stay away from. So these are two ways to obey Allah. Okay? So when you do what you're supposed to do, it is called ihsan. And when you stay away from something that you're supposed to stay away from, that is called taqwa. So two arms of Islam. Ihsan, taqwa. Do, don't do. Do, don't do. That is why in one ayah Allah say, Inna Allaha ma'alladhina taqaw walladhina hum muhsinun. Allah company is with those who have these two qualities, ihsan and taqwa. Okay, now I ask you a question. If you prayed this Fajr Salat, you did taqwa or ihsan? Ihsan. And you go outside and there is something which is sin, and I tell you don't do it, so that will be ihsan or taqwa? That will be taqwa. Okay, now ihsan is also important and taqwa is also important. But taqwa is more important, right? Taqwa is more important. If out of 100, ihsan is important 45% and taqwa is important 55%. That is why sometimes you sacrifice ihsan for taqwa. Sometimes you sacrifice ihsan for taqwa. Like for example, there is a gathering, wedding or something. Somebody invites you, but there are so many sins done there. So to go to that wedding and make the heart of the brother is what? It is ihsan. But if you go there, your taqwa will be jeopardized. So you nicely say excuse to him that I cannot. Okay, so any nafal thing, anything, not fara'id. You cannot say I don't go to the first salah to the masjid. Why? Because, this happened to me. And no. Fara'id you cannot jeopardize. But some nawafil that can lead you to sin, you can jeopardize that to protect your taqwa. Okay? So that will clarify a little bit. Hudan lil muttaqin. Okay? Muttaqi is the one who has taqwa. And what is taqwa? Taqwa means not doing the sins. Not drinking, not gambling, not lying, not backbiting, everything not. It is what? It is taqwa. Right? Taqwa. Now, the question arises that we say this is a guidance for muttaqin. So you say, I would like it to say it is guidance for kafirin, mushrikeen, the bad people. Muttaqin are already muttaqin. Okay, so ulama has given answers to this question. Why it say hudal lil muttaqin? A very simple answer is that hudal lil muttaqin is like this. For example, if I tell you, we are passing by a college, and the college say, it's a college for doctors. You say, college for doctors mean what? You are already doctor. What college for doctors? Okay, PA school, physician assistant school. So what that mean? It means that this institution will make you physician assistant. Okay? You say school for lawyers. So what that mean? That when you are enrolling on the first day, you have to be a lawyer? No, it means that it will make you a lawyer. Right? So hudal lil muttaqin mean that it will make you muttaqi. Just like that example. This is a simple answer. That it doesn't mean that you have to be muttaqi to get hidayah. It will make you muttaqi. Right? The second answer the ulama give is that taqwa means staying away from sins. So every person, every believer, every Muslim is muttaqi. Why? Because he don't do shirk. He don't do kufr. So this is the basic level of taqwa that every Muslim has. Then you go away, you go further ahead, and then you add more flavor to your deen. So your taqwa, basic taqwa, medium taqwa, and high taqwa. Okay, a person who stay away from shirk and kufr, basic taqwa. A person who stay away from major sin, it is medium taqwa. And a person who stay away from makruhat and doubtful thing, it is what? Highest level of taqwa. Right? So, if a basic taqwa person read it, it will take you to what? Medium taqwa. If a medium taqwa read it, it will take it to highest taqwa. So this is the second answer. The third answer I say that hudal lil muttaqeen is never mean that it is only hidayah for muttaqeen, because the same Quran say شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. So Quran is, we see so many times mushrikeen and non-believers, they read the Quran. Somebody, we give copy to the non-believers, they read it and it gives them guidance or not. Right? So although they are not muttaqeen, they are doing sins. So the ulama say different levels of hidayah. Inside muttaqeen also different darajat, and outside the muttaqeen also, Quran is hudal linnas. It is guidance for the whole mankind. It will just bring you in the fold of Islam. Then after that, قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءً. Okay, so far then if a person just come in the fold of Iman, then it will give him further hidayah. And then when a person become mu'min, then he become muttaqi, it will give him more hidayah. Right? So this is the explanation why it say hudal lil muttaqeen. It is guidance for the muttaqeen. These are different reasons. Then after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the own definition and elaboration that who are muttaqeen. Hudal lil muttaqeen. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaibi. Correct me if I say the ayah wrong. Hudal lil muttaqeen. Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaibi. Wa yuqimuna as-salata. Wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun. والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون. So here ulama say which taqwa is described, the medium one. Okay, who are muttaqeen? Quran is telling you. The best explanation of the Quran is from the Quran. Okay, some of the Quran will explain another part of the Quran. So Allah say muttaqeen are those, if you are Muslim, you are believer. Why? You have iman, you believe in certain things that the non-Muslim will not believe. And you are Muslim because you do some practices. So Islam is what? It is Iman and it is Amal. Iman and Amal. So certain things Allah described from the Iman and certain things Allah described from the Amal. What Allah described from the Iman? There are three basic things that you have to believe. What is called Tawheed, the second is called Risala, and the third is called Akhirah. These are three basic. Believing in one Allah, believing in all the prophets, and believing in the life after death. Tawheed, Risala, and Akhirah. All the three are described here. Yu'minuna bil ghaib. Ghaib means anything that you cannot feel, see by your five senses. Right? This is ghaib. And you just do i'timad and trust on a true mukhbir, a true person who gives you good news without asking him any proof. So it's called Iman. Okay? So look, if a person tell you this wall is white, and you look and you confirm, and then you tell him you are true, this is not Iman. This is called tasdeeq. Okay? If you also do observation and you confirm his news by your own sources, that is not called Iman. That is called what? Tasdeeq. Iman is that you close your eyes and you don't have any direct evidence, but you say, whatever you say, it is right. You know, like a person, they want to look at the moon for Eid. So before Maghrib, he said, you see the moon there, you know, on the top of the tree. He said, I cannot see it. He said, oh, look, it is there. He said, no, I can't see it. Then when they pray Maghrib, after Maghrib they come outside, it was a little bit dark, and the moon become more bright. He said, look, the moon is there. He said, you are true. You are true. I can see it now. Now what? He is not true. His eyes are true. If he believed in him, he would have believed in him before Maghrib. So he did not believe in the khabar. He believed in the nazar. So this is not called Iman. Right? So Iman is that you have a blind faith. Jami' ma ja'a bihin nabi, whatever the news of the life in the grave and the day of judgment and Jannah and Jahannam and Sirat and Mizan, okay, the Prophet ﷺ brought, we believe in it by a blind faith. This is called Iman. So Iman bil ghaib, okay, yu'minuna bil ghaib. So the biggest ghaib, the ulama say, is Allah. The biggest ghaib is who? Allah. And then the angels and Jannat and Jahannam. So yu'minuna bil ghaibi. The second is Risala. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ. What is revealed to you and what is revealed before you. So this is Risala. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُقِنُونَ. This is Akhirah. So three basic aqaid are described. But what Allah did, Allah put some amal in between these three. So after ghaib, Allah described what? يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Because practices are of two kinds. One is body practice and one is money practice. And the most important body practice is salat. So that is, in that salat also comes Saum and all these things. And the most important money worship is zakat. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described first what? Iman and Amal. In Iman, Allah described three things. What is that? Tawheed, Risala and Akhirah. And in A'mal, Allah described A'mal Badani and A'mal Mali. So this is, if the person who do these things, he has belief in these three things and he do these two kinds of things, he will be what? Muttaqi. Hudal lil muttaqin. Which muttaqin? Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaibi. Those who believe in the unseen. The biggest ghaib is who? Allah and Malaika and Jannah and Jahannam. Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaibi wa yuqimuna as-salata. They establish salat. Not just perform salat. Establish mean with all the adab, mustahabat, and they give da'wah to other people. Okay, wherever they go, they do iqamatu salat. Yuqimuna salata. Wa mimma, and from that money, razaqnahum, we have provided them, yunfiqun, they spend. Walladhina, and those, yu'minuna bima unzila ilayka, they believe what is revealed to you. That is Qur'an. Wa ma unzila min qablik, what is revealed before you. But Allah didn't say, وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن بَعْدِكَ, what is revealed after you. Why? Because it's Khatm Nabuwa. No prophet will come after Prophet Muhammad, right? And anybody who claims that he's a prophet, he's a big liar. Because if there was any book you supposed to come after, Allah will say, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن قَبْلِكَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن بَعْدِكَ. But this is no مِن بَعْدِكَ. So it is a clear proof of Khatm Nabuwa that our prophet is the last prophet. Okay, وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن قَبْلِكَ وَبِالْآخِرَةِ, and in the hereafter, whom they yuqinun, has yaqeen. So these are who? They are muttaqeen, and those muttaqeen will get what? Hidayah from the Quran. Right? Okay, wa akhir da'wana.